is the most important part right here. Listen.
Things right. You and I must fight for our rights. You and I must fight to survive. No one's gonna take me alive. The time has come to make things right.
That's how I know we're not alone, folks. You and I must fight for our rights. That's what he said. Wasn't me. That was Mr. Muse, the lead singer. They say it, Muse is great. They also speak on behalf of a tone of hundreds of millions of people. They know exactly what they're doing. Uprising is another great song by Muse. So for those of you that can't believe it, yes, Westboro Baptist Church wants to protest the funeral of a Marine that passed away here in Ohio. He's a Marine from Ohio. And everybody knows, too, that they are famous for saying they're going to be somewhere, and they're not. But we're going to be there. And there's going to be a lot of people with us. And they've made a mistake. So I say all of you come out there with us, everyone that can. I know I got some listeners out west. We will carry you in spirit. No Apologies is going to start at 8, I'm being reminded. It's going to be at 8 o'clock. Yeah, so the people, Miss C. Gypsy and folks out west, we appreciate you guys, and we're gonna carry your spirit with us. For the rest of you, unless you're a fan of Westboro Baptist cult, get out there with us, because in Ohio, this may be your only chance to protest such a horrible, horrible evil that unfortunately exists in our own backyard. I think you should come out and do something about it. I think you should come out and say something about it. I think you should come out and hold your own sign in support of our troops, in support of that family. And if you don't, quite frankly, I will think lesser of you. What you guys don't know is that my wife has had to help me get dressed for almost a month because of my back. I don't know what's going on because of Obamacare. I can't afford to go to any doctor. But not being able to walk right and everything, I will still be out there tomorrow. So there's no excuse for any of you. I had to do one of my shows here while I was in bed. I didn't tell you guys that. I couldn't even get out of bed that day. So I think it'll all work out, right? The doctor will show up and he'll be like, "Hey, I can fix you." And I'll say, "Yeah," and I'm broke. And he'll say, "Can you mow my lawn once I fix you?" And that's how we'll work that out. That's how it pictures, and that's how it goes in my head anyway. I used to be a landscaper too, so. What do you guys think? How again, I'm playing the music a bit loud on purpose. Did it come through okay? Was it still a little bit too distorted? Do you like the music? Do you not like the music? Do you only want me to play Loretta Lynn? Tell me what you got. What's going on in your brain there? What are you thinking and feeling? And Miss C Gypsy, you know that you can call in anytime. Anytime. You are always allowed to call in. And if she calls in, I'm telling you guys, man, this is a well-learned woman that has a strong voice, you know. And she can speak on numerous different things, and she's well in the loop. I love the help that she's been giving me, man. It's like, I don't know, man. People just kind of, they were like, hey, let me help that guy out, you know? And I need it. So I appreciate the hell out of it, man. I really do. And then Joe giving me the freaking microphone, man. How awesome is that? Who does that kind of stuff? You know what I mean? Hey, here's a really nice, expensive microphone, you know? I mean, who does that? That's awesome. You're welcome, Miss C Gypsy. I appreciate you. You know, and this is how it's done, man. A community comes around. She kind of teaches me the ropes, right? Joe donates a mic. Right Side Media decides to pick me up and say, hey, you can, you know, work with us. Yeah, you can, Pinkerton, if you are wanting to call in, sure. All right, Miss C Gypsy still got to wake up, man. I understand. I get you. Not a problem. I can't reiterate enough that I want you all to start talking. I want everyone to talk. As long as we're talking, we need to talk. We need to talk to our neighbors and do it. And it's uncomfortable. Do it anyway. You know? We have to talk as long as we keep talking. You know? Let's open dialogue. We have to talk and speak honestly. Speak your heart even when it's embarrassing. Do it because you know your own strength. Did anybody look into Rex 84? We're going to be getting into that next week. Rex 84. A lot of folks talk about Agenda 21 and all the different, you know, things going on. Rex 84. I want you guys to look into that. I've also asked our military personnel, our federales, and our local police to stop obeying unjust, unconstitutional orders against us. I know what you're thinking, right? If I do that, then I'm going to lose my job, and all I'm trying to do is keep my job. You know? I know that it's an unjust law. I don't want to do it, but I have to, or I'm going to lose my job. What do? Lose my freaking job and my whole standard of living? Well, the alternative is that you're hurting all of us. You're destroying a country. You're complicit in our ignorance, the way the rest of the world views us. Stop hurting us. Lay down your shields. If you don't join us, then at the very least, lay down your shields and obey the civilian stand-down order. Because we're not here to fight you. But what I would ask more than all of that is, if you are waiting on us and we are waiting on you, nothing is going to get done. We are going to do our part. 4th of July. Instead of Anonymous going out, and their time, you know, their day is November the 5th. And the Patriot Bikers go out September 11th. And no. Forget all of that. Let's get everybody one day, one time. 4th of July. Let's get to D.C., all of us, Anonymous, militia, sovereign citizens, constitutional sheriffs, patriot, ralliers, everybody. I don't care what your interest is. If you're used to going to D.C. on a certain date, I say we change the game. I say we change the rules of the game. I say we get down there, white, black, young, old, professional, novice, everybody. All of us. We all get down there. We all go together. And we ask the authorities to lay down their shields or join us, because we're not there to fight them. And then we remove our ruling class. Can you think of a better time? We're not going down there to burn down buildings, folks. We're not going down there to riot. We're not going down there for any other reason except to remove the ruling class. And we're asking, we're demanding, and we're begging anybody who has a damn badge and a gun to join us. Organize yourselves. Get together. You know, so that you can stand with us. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, But there have been police forces in other countries who have done this. Are they that much better than us? Can you hear me now? I got one person saying I got dead air. Okay. I think her connection went kablooey or something. I think we've had enough. I think that we are fed up. I think that we won't have police that are so quick to shoot us, whether we're white or black or whatever, when we start from, look, maybe you can't make it to D.C., right? So then your plan of attack should be precision focused on your local ruling class. If you have a Supreme Court building, if you have a court building, if you have any of those, because like Cleveland is the only one that has a Fed Reserve building, but we demand all of them leave. We want our independence back. And I also say that we change the rules where we've watched these videos and people have gone down there and the cops are way too damn touchy-feely. If you put one finger on a cop, they're going to say assault. You're going to get charged with assault on an officer. You're going to have to go in front of a judge. You're going to lose your job, lose your home, lose respect of people, all this. Because you literally took your finger to be a smartass and put it on a cop. And they can do that. They will do that. They have done that. Shit, they charged one guy with destruction of government property because after they whooped his ass, he bled on their uniforms. Ferguson. I mean, come on. We know, we understand that we get control of the country back on our local levels and in D.C. for sure. Then you don't have a ruling class telling the police, you're not there to protect and serve. You're there to uphold the law. You don't have that anymore. You have the authorities in D.C. telling them the next one who shoots somebody dead, you're facing a completely different kind of scrutiny, man. I don't know if you guys know this, but the procedures they went through for Darren Wilson were highly irregular. Highly irregular. It's not typical that they go through a no-indict process with a grand jury. The prosecutor who is, think about how the process works, okay? You have a city prosecutor, there's a crime committed. The city prosecutor, if he wants to go to the grand jury, he has to petition them with the case. 99.9%, look it up, we're in the Google age, I'm not lying to you. 99.9% of the time, all grand juries indict on what it is the prosecutor brings. Well, the prosecutor's buddies with Darren Wilson. That's his co-worker. So he goes in there to the grand jury, says, it wasn't really that bad. And apparently the guy, I want everybody who's a gun owner to get their pistol out and try to shoot a moving target at 153 feet for me, and then come back and tell me if you could hit 3 shots center mass and then one in the shoulder and one in the head. 153 feet? Half a football field? A little over? I'm not a bad shot, but that's challenging. That's a challenging shot. Anybody who's a gun owner, go do it and then come back, get on the Right Side Media Network chat, and then tell us, hey, I couldn't do it, actually. And I'm a good shot. They went through that whole process. Darren Wilson was in the wrong. Mike Brown was in the wrong. The community's in the wrong. But you can also look where the cop also had some right that he was in. Not so sure about Mike Brown. And the community, because they had peaceful activists as well that weren't burning everything down. So it's, everybody gets distracted. I can take this side, I can take that side. Well, I'm on the side of the American people. That's whose side I'm on. If you want to buy into the racial stuff, you have that right. You can totally do that. You can be a Shabazz Black Panther. Ooh, I'd like to have some Black Panthers on here. I'd like to have all those nut jobs on here, all the extremist crazy dudes. Let's get them all on here. If they say something funny, I'm going to laugh because I can't help myself, but that doesn't mean that I like them. It just, I'm immature. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That's what I've always chalked it up to. So I'm hoping to get somebody like that on here one of these times. I want Because, dude, we're a bunch of normal people sitting here wondering, what in the hell does it take to join some crazy-ass racist group? You know, like, what has to go wrong in your brain? What part of your head do you have to damage to think, oh, no, that's a good idea. I'll just hate all day long. I'll go ahead and hate at the grocery store. I'll just fill my life full of disliking people. What? That's not even stable, homie. What the hell are you thinking? That's not cool. You know, there's another thing. We were talking about race. I did grow up with a generation of white people that were pretty sure they were black. And, you know, everybody drops the N-bomb. Everybody, what's up, nickel? What's up, nickel? Well, I've done that my whole life. You know, it was the same as the little kid who grew up who said, oh, man, you're Jewing me. But he didn't even know what a Jew was. He didn't even know a Jew referred to a person or a religion. There was a complete disconnect, you know. Welcome to my generation, you know. I got friends that come over or call or whatever. I'm like, what's up, nickel? You know, I've done that my whole life. It means friend. If that offends you, piss off. You've lost your mind. And you're not going to monitor my language. You know, those are my friends. That's what that means. You know, all that racist stuff you guys have been buying into, me and my friends were smoking weed in the corner somewhere, and we come from all kinds of walks of life. Couldn't care less about what you crazy-ass people think. That's nuts. We just decided to be friendlier was all. Sorry that is so foreign to some of you. You know? We just don't care. We're not caught up in this. And you have to figure, too, our parents, this is, like, we don't realize the disconnect, right? My parents had to grow up in neighborhoods where when it got dark, black folks were inside because there would be white folks in trucks going around hunting for black folks that were still out. Well, I never saw anything like that. I mean, we're that close to it generationally, right? But completely disconnected because I didn't know anything about that. I had nothing like that growing up. If it was dark, I had to go inside because playtime was over. You know, unless the lightning bugs were out and we were playing tag and the parents are outside or something, you know. Whatever. But all that racial stuff, we had no idea what you were talking about. No clue. You know, that it wasn't us. We were, you know, kids are, man. Kids don't care. They look over, see a kid, and here's the thought process, right? There's a kid. They look to be about my age. I wonder if they like this toy. I wonder if they like this show. That's someone I can play with, you know? There it is. There's where I grew up with a guy named Raheem. You know? He was a funny guy. I know for all the white people who have a black friend, you know, they think not only does that make them not racist, but they've experienced some kind of race. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. And most of you, when you speak, you have no idea how offensive you are. You're racist. You just don't understand how offensive you really are. But let me try to explain the notion. If you were black, see, white people think that black people are sensitive, you know? Black people think that white people, and this is just our country, really, black people think that white people are a little bit insane, you know? And yes, Joe, when I played up, we had toy guns when I was growing up. And yes, we was cops and robbers, cowboys and Indians. We shot the crap out of each other. It was great. You know, you do that now, everybody's getting shot by real guns, by the cops, and everyone that's alive is going to jail. And yeah, man, me and my brothers, we shot each other with BB guns and pellet guns. One, that's your brother. You have every single right to shoot your siblings with things. It's American. That's how we are. You know? My brother was jumping over a fence, and he had already torn the butt of his jeans. And I'm not a bad shot. So when he was going over the fence, that little pocket that he ripped was hanging down, and I could see his butt cheek, and I shot him right in his butt cheek. So it hit him, and he would have been fine otherwise, but then he went over the other side of the fence. It was kind of tall, and he didn't really make it, like, real well. He's about 7 years older than me, bigger than me, and liked to whoop me. And the rest of us couldn't stop laughing. He was kind of a pudgy kid, too, so that was fun to watch, you know. Plus, it's your brother, so that's great, you know. And, And I hit him in the butt cheek, which was awesome. So, yeah, that was a BB gun. And, yeah, I mean, that's how we grew up, you know? And, yeah, you can shoot your eye out. You really can. You can shoot other people's eyes out, too. Yeah, that's the risk. That's how we roll, you know? It was freedom. A little bit more than now. Now, my parents got to go to their school dances and smoke cigarettes and drink alcohol and all that, and everything was fine. But then they got older and started passing rules and laws and things, saying, oh, well, I did that, and that's not good for you. I did that, and a friend of mine did that, and they almost died. And they started passing all these ridiculous rules on us. You know, it was because of their own helicopter parent insecurities from all the drugs they had done in the 60s and 70s and all the partying they felt bad about. You know, they you know, saw fit to take it out on us, you know. This is the same generation that says whoever dies with the most toys wins. Well, congratulations, professional consumers. You've done exactly what the corporations wanted you to do. You're distracted. You're spending your money on things that you cannot afford, that will not last long in any decent condition. And your obsessions will die with your generation. If anybody saw the video that my 11-year-old daughter put together, that kind of tells you what the future looks like. Well-learned, articulate, passionate people who give a damn about their country and the people in it. We don't buy into whoever dies with the most toys wins. We don't even want your toys and give a damn about your money. We don't care about most of the theology that you tried to pass on us. I don't believe the only things that are certain are death and taxes. I think that's stupid. I think to buy into that as an encompassing idea is just self-defeating at best. You know, first of all, death can't be all that bad. I'm here now. I'll be somewhere else later. Who knows what's going on there? I'll figure it out when I get there. Know what I mean? What are you doing worrying about death? That's stupid. It's going to happen to all of us. Nobody here gets out alive, okay? Just because you're made in America doesn't mean you stay in America. You go sometime, all right? That's like being inevitably afraid of breathing and being afraid of oxygen. That just doesn't even register right with me. How are you afraid of something that's absolutely going to happen? Like, without a doubt. You know, that doesn't make any sense. You're going to die, dumbass. So why don't you choose to live in a way that you see fit? Not what somebody else told you is proper. Come on, man. Do this for yourself. You're gonna die. It's coming. So live in the way that you see fit. Live in a way that you believe in. All right, let me break away from that. Let me do a little bit of advertising, and then I'll finish this show, this segment of the show. We'll come back. I'll have a little bit more to do. And so, yeah, the No Apologies tour is coming up at 8 o'clock right here, Right Side Media Network. If you haven't yet, go like the Facebook page, Sassy Chicks New and Rustic Trading Post. If I say that too fast, it'll turn into Trustic Rating Post. So I have to say Rustic Trading Post. Maybe I shouldn't be talking. Maybe I picked the wrong job. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to mix up words. You guys are going to hear it, and I won't even realize it. So feel free to laugh. All of my friends do. And then I'm like, what? What'd I say? You know, does anybody else do that? Am I the only one that does that? Do you guys do that? Runny Babbit? Ghost or Boast Gusters? You know? Anything like that? I don't know. I'm a weirdo. That's what I do. I appreciate everyone listening to the Diametric Opposition show. I hope the music's coming through okay today. Got a new mic, courtesy of Mr. Joe Axe, right there in the Right Side Media Network chat room. Thank you, Mr. Axe. You are awesome. You know, that's just proof, man. People don't want to buy into what's going on, and you're proving them wrong. You're proving them wrong. As a community, we can do this. It's about us all coming together, you know? And real quick, to go back to the BB gun shooting at birds thing that I see going on in the chat room, my BB gun was so ghetto that when I shot at birds, they would wait and then jump over the BBs like it was a game. Yeah, and I created that game with the birds. They knew to get in the driveway, and they would just jump over the BBs. I always thought that was quite ninja of them. Pretty cool. If you haven't checked out Unite Ohio, I am the spokesperson for Unite Ohio. We're a community action group. We've joined with the likes of Anonymous, our local 3% irregular militia, For God and Country, Columbus Freedom Rally, Overpasses for America, the Awakened Cincinnatians. It just goes on and on and on. And we've decided to change Ohio. We've decided to change the rules as to how we live. Every time a system fails us, we plan on, and by us, I mean our community, we plan on stepping in there and seeing what we can do to make the situation better. And, nice. Nice. Station manager just sent me this file. And this should be...
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
That's loud. That was getting ready to be insane. What's up, baby?
Hey, Cynthia said she'd call in.
Okay, cool.
That was C. Gypsy.
Hey, C. Gypsy, if you want to wait, I'll go to break, and then I'll have you call in. So, you guys want to hear my intro? We got about 3 minutes left here. Let's see what the intro sounds like. We're all going to find out together. Here it goes.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the...
What you are about to hear is a sound your body will make involuntarily after listening to Diametric Opposition with Jared on Right Side Media Network, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday on Right Side Media Network. Diametric Opposition. So much truth, it hurts.
Yeah, man. That'll be my bumper music. A little bumper promo. Let me know what you guys think of that. I thoroughly freaking enjoyed that. That's awesome. Man, good looking out, guys. I appreciate that. If I had any kind of skills, I would have tried to do that myself, but I'm glad you did that. Good looking out. All right, Joe likes it. Nice. All right, Miss C. Gypsy likes it. Excellent. I appreciate it, guys. I'm gonna put us a little tunes here for us to go away, and then I'll come right back. And I think I may have Miss C. Gypsy as a guest. So let's see here. Yeah, I started this song earlier. We'll go with this. Be right back at you guys. Diametric Opposition. Fever, I'm broken. Fever got me speaking. Fever, why don't you explain? Bring it down again. Fever. All right, guys, we'll be back.